There are a couple of things, Mr. Hassan, that just don't add up when you tell your side of the story. The first is simply that it would be an incredible coincidence to have these brakes go out when you're driving the vehicle. First of all, brakes generally don't go out when people drive vehicles. They just don't. It happens.
When my mechanic hit the brakes, okay, he's the one that noticed the brake pedal going straight to the floor.
Did the wheel stop?
The wheel stopped.
So the brakes worked.
But there was a leak coming from his rear brake lines.
But my point is, it is rare for brakes to completely go out.
It's very rare.
It just doesn't happen.
It's
okay?
extraordinarily. I used to work at a brake shop.
Okay, so you know better than I, and you even said that. And
It's extremely rare.
I find, number one, that it's unlikely, I think, that the brakes actually did go out, number one, because they just don't usually do it.
I brought Mr. Tyus back to show him the leaky brakes.
Okay. But just because brakes are leaky doesn't mean they go out. That's what I'm getting at over here.
They did this time.
Well, maybe they did. That's what you say. I don't think so. I don't think.
Got a stack of Bibles here?
No, we don't.
All right. Well, if you did,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I didn't crash into pine trees because I had nothing better to do with my time.
Oh, you crashed into pine trees because you got into an accident. Because you made a mistake when you were driving the vehicle.
Because the brakes went to the floor.
I don't want to hear it, Mr. Hassan. Okay. I don't buy your story that the brakes.
He said
went
himself.
Out. Mr. Hassan, I don't want to hear it anymore. Can't you follow the simple direction and be quiet?
Sorry, sir.
I don't buy it because brakes usually don't go out like this. Sure, sometimes it happens, but it's very rare. And it's also quite a coincidence that they would go out at the time you're driving it, testing out his vehicle to see what's wrong with the transmission. Quite a coincidence. It's possible, but very unlikely. But that's not all of it. There are other factors here, too, that lead me to think that the brakes didn't go out and cause the accident. Number one, if that's really what happened, this whole deal with the collision shop to fix the vehicle never should have happened. If the brakes really went out the way you said, the normal thing that people would do is immediately go back to the customer and say, hey, we crashed your vehicle because your brakes went out. You don't go and talk to the collision shop next door and work out some sort of deal to have them fix the car in exchange for transmission work being done on your vehicle unless it was your fault that the car crashed. Then you try to mitigate your damages, which is what exactly happened in this case. And the only way I can explain that type of behavior is because the vehicle crashed, not because the brakes went out, but because you simply got into an accident.
When Mr. Tyus came to the shop, he saw that there were no brakes in the car. Once again, I put the vehicle forcibly. I had to put the transmission into park.
You never gave me a good reason why you wanted to work out this deal. I asked you quite a bit.
It was Marty's decision in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, and in the heat of the moment, you go to the customer and say your brakes went out. That's what people would do. So for all of those reasons, I don't think the brakes went out. I think you got into an accident. And if you're taking care of the vehicle, to have work done on it and then testing it out to see what needs to be done on the vehicle, you've got to use ordinary care. When you do that, you didn't use ordinary care. You got into an accident, and if that's the case, you're liable for the damages. It's really not that hard of a case from that standpoint.
Well, he also signs a waiver prior to us working on the vehicle for this exact reason.
You can't waive rights that you inherently have, and he inherently has the right to make certain that you use ordinary care when you drive the vehicle to see what's wrong with it. I'll enter a judgment to favor the plaintiff for $2,688.24. That's the cost to fix the vehicle plus the rental car fee. I will add to that court costs consisting of a $65 filing fee and a $23 service fee. The court costs total $88. That'll be a total of $2,796.24, I believe. Let me make sure that's correct. $2,776. That's correct. 24 cents. That's the amount of the judgment. All right, you're all set.
So the judge didn't buy the bad brake theory. In fact, the judge called this an easy case. I agree. The bottom line, if professionals don't do their job the right way, they have to pay. Simple case. Now, let's take a look at the next case, that of a Girl Scout gone wild. after the break. Welcome back to Case Closed. Next case, what happens when a Girl Scout gets her hands caught in the cookie jar?
This is your case, Ms. Schneider. Tell me what you're asking for.
Miss Dayton was the troop leader of Junior Girl Scout Troop 942 in Warren. She had responsibility for the funds of that troop. They last year had their annual cookie sale. They raised over $4,200 in income, of which
Some of those cookies, who knows?
of which $640 the girls were entitled to have within their troop, and the balance was to be paid to council.
All right, what are those figures again? Tell me, please.
Okay, the sale amount, the gross figure is $4,242.
$1,242.
Yes,
That's gross proceeds.
correct. Their troop profit, which they would keep in their account, was $642.36.
$642.30.
6 cents.
36 cents.
Yes.
Okay.
So that left a balance of $3,599.64, which was to be paid to council to pay for the bakery, to pay for the cookies, the incentives that the girls earn, and to pay for council programming, to go back to council for all girls.
What type of an agreement is there when you sell cookies? Do the troops, they don't buy the cookies first? They take them on consignment? How does this work?
They take them on consignment and they pay and they sign an agreement that they will be responsible.
So this agreement here is dated January 16th of last year. Cookie manager's signature, Christy Orwig, who's that?
She was one of the other co-leaders,
Let's see, of the troop.
right?
All right, so you're suing for $3,000 because that's the most that you can get.
That's absolutely correct, yes.
Anything further?
When this was due last year, we obviously contacted Ms. Dayton and Ms. Orwig regarding this, and it was determined that Christy had handed over all of the money to the troop leader, who was Ms. Dayton.
Okay.
And we had left many messages. Ms. Dayton indicated that our membership specialist had spoken with her about payment, and our membership specialist, our staff member at council, said that she had never heard from Susan. So we had attempted many times to contact her. We sent a letter in April and November of last year letting her know that it was an important matter to us, and that if it was not taken care of, that our board has basically approved court action.
A council copes with a cookie crisis and questions one of its own. Where's the dough? And a lot of dough. Let's find out.
Ms. Dayton, go ahead.
I'm not going to dispute any of this because I had a big ordeal with Christy. Christy's moved quite a ways away.
An ordeal? You had an argument with her or
Well,
what?
yeah, a big debate about it, but, you know.
About this or something else?
No, about this. I've never done this before. This
Okay.
is my first time. Christy had done this before. I was looking for help from her. I was looking for help from them. I had all these cookies left over. I didn't know what to do with them.
Being left over, weren't they all distributed to the buyers?
No, because we didn't start till late because they didn't have a leader for that particular area. My daughters go to Miller Elementary and Centerline. They didn't have a leader. They had been trying to promote for leaders since September. We didn't get started till like January. So we got a very late start anyway.
For my own, I guess, edification, I want to know how it's supposed to work. If the girls get these forms, I've seen these forms, I buy these things. You check off on the form which cookies you want.
But you go into public places. We went to like Farmer Jack's. We went to the dollar store.
There's two
and
parts
you just
to the
take
sale.
cases with you.
I see.
And you just sell them. It's not all by signing a cookie
And those
sheet.
cases aren't paid for
Right.
until
And
they're
I had
sold.
all these cases left over, you know.
All right. So you don't think you owe the money?
Well, I do. I'm not going to dispute that. I want to see if I'm here today to make payment arrangements. Unfortunately, I'll take responsibility. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I just don't have $3,000 in the bank sitting there. You know, I have children and unfortunately a husband who is not working
Well,
because he had a bad accident.
But shouldn't the
last year.
troop make the payment?
Yeah, but I mean, I can't. The troop's gone. I mean,
It's gone.
Christy's gone. She
Oh,
moved.
Christie's gone, but what about the troop?
The troop is dissipated. They're not.
Disbanded?
Yeah, I mean, they're not together.
Because they didn't have any dollars from their cookie sale.
Right.
The troop was out all of the hard work that they did.
They got cookies from you?
The leadership of the troop ordered the amount of cookies that they needed based on their prepaid or not prepaid, the orders that they had off of their order forms and what they thought based on their troop that they could sell at cookie booths where they go and they sell in the stores. They place an initial order, which you see on that. That's their initial order. And that's done by the leadership of the troop based on what they think they can realistically sell.
But see, this is what I'm getting at. This is troop number 942. It was an established troop?
Yes, oh yes.
Yeah.
As
We had
of-
leadership,
Yeah, they
yes.
have a
when?
membership.
As
They
of
have to
when?
sign membership.
January.
It was
They came, they
January.
were a late,
So they were a recognized troop.
a recognized troop,
This
that's
is like
correct.
the first thing that they decided to do was sell cookies.
That's correct.
So they come to you and they say, we've sold some cookies and we think we can sell more. Between the two, we want 86 boxes of
Correct.
cookies. which you
86
gave
cases,
them.
right.
86 cases, which you gave them.
Yes.
Right.
And you knew this.
Well, yeah, based on what Christy had told me, because she had done this
Okay.
before. I'd
So
never.
what
spent-
happened then? You get the cookies.
We didn't sell all the cookies, so I had sent a letter to them saying, I haven't sold these cookies. I don't, what am I supposed to do with them?
What happened, but you sold some of them.
Some of
What
them.
happened to the money that you got from those sales?
Those I turned in over to Christie's. That was the big debate.
Wait, you turned the money over.
Over to Christie.
Christie.
Christie was gonna handle that whole portion.
Christy never gave any money to you.
No,
We
we
don't know
haven't
where
received a
Christy
penny.
is. She's
Christy
is in
moved.
Brazil, maybe.
As far as I know,
With the money.
she's not. But
With the money, right?
obviously,
Oh, boy. This
I
does
know,
not- this
I
does
know I
not
got
look good
myself
for
into
you.
something I shouldn't have, but I entrusted Christy because I've known Christy for a long time, and I entrusted she would help us take care of this and do this, and that didn't happen, so.
Maybe you didn't
I-
know her well enough, or you didn't know her as well as
obviously
you
not,
thought.
Obviously not, you know.
Then it gets worse for you. I understand that I will be held accountable for how our troop group handles all the products and money we received during the 2007 cookie sale. There's your signature, dated January 16th, 2007.
That's fine. I mean, I'll take the responsibility. I don't have any problem with that.
You want her to pay you, huh?
Yes, we absolutely do. The girls are missing out on those dollars.
Well, not the girls in this troop.
The girls of Macomb County. 87% of that money goes right back to girl programming.
What's your budget?
2 million.
So $3,000.
But we have 12,000 Girl Scouts in Macomb County to support on with a staff of 20.
So let me understand this. The defense is Chrissy kept the cookie cash? This one's not going to work. No way.
I've got to enter a judgment in favor of the Girl Scouts of Macomb County. You signed
And
the
that's fine. I
contract.
understand that. I don't have any
You
problem
know.
with that. I wanted to make payment arrangements and, be that on record. I can legitimately, reasonably afford $250 every 2 weeks, and that's what I get paid.
You gonna work out a payment agreement with her?
I mean, other than,
We've attempted to work out agreements with her through the last year. And the problem is that has not been adhered to. We've been told time and time again that these dollars would come back, and they have not.
I mean, I would hope that you could work something out. I mean, both of you seem reasonable people. I obviously don't know either one of you. I've never
Right,
seen you before.
right.
I probably will never see
We,
any of you again.
we work with our debtors, and we will help them sell the cookies that they have if they have too many cookies. We work out things, and as long as those arrangements are adhered to, then we're okay. We won't get to this point.
All right, judgment in favor of the plaintiff for $3,000. I'll add to that cost consisting of a $65 filing fee and a $23 service fee. That'll be a total amount of $3,088 altogether. I'll return this to you, ma'am.
okay.
Are there forms we can fill out if there are arrangements to make?
Yes,
Is
what
that
you
what
can
we would
do
do?
is,
Okay.
is go downstairs where this was filed. We filed it in the small claims division, and if you want to work out a payment
I
agreement.
brought a $250 money order with me today.
Oh, well, then
So.
you can take care of that today.
Well, these two will have to work out some kind of a payment plan. The judge can't get into that. That's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles. If you find that you're involved in a dispute that you can't resolve, small claims court may be the answer. Thanks for watching. Case closed. I'm Charlie Langton.